Good morning, all. Come to the front of your chair. Start from the feet and work your way up the body, planting the feet about hip distance apart. Raise the 10 toes away from the floor and think of a connection between the floor and the feet. Take the ankles underneath the knees. And then the thigh bone coming straight out from the chair to the knees. Notice the next point of connection between your body and the chair, connecting the sit bones to the edge of the chair. Visualize an arch at the back of the pelvis. And then visualize a keystone fitting into that arch. The keystone being the sacrum, those fused vertebrae that make up the sacrum and forms that keystone that fits into the pelvis. Taking the weight from the upper body and distributing it to the right and left legs, or in the case of being in a sitting pose, to the right and left sit bones. From the top of the sacrum, visualize the vertebrae of the lumbar spine. The larger vertebrae of the spine, stacking one upon the next in a slightly forward curve. From the top of the lumbar vertebrae, come to the thoracic vertebrae. Once again, stacking one upon the next, all the way up to the base of the neck. And then finally, come to the cervical spine. Again, those vertebrae of the cervical spine stacking one upon the next to the base of the skull. Think of them almost like building blocks, or perhaps better to think of them as discs, interspersed with the spongy layers of the discs, and our movements of the spine help to rehydrate the discs. They're almost like sponges, so they're absorbing the synovial fluid that surrounds and bathes the spine. Now let's begin to deepen the breath. Taking the breath into the lower reaches of the lungs, notice the belly expand and contract with each breath. And the expansion of the belly comes from the diaphragm moving down towards the pelvic floor. Compressing the contents of the belly and letting them move forward away from the spine. And then when we exhale, draw the belly back towards the spine. Completely empty the lungs. And you might, at the end of your exhale breath, take one little additional movement and just draw the belly up towards the base of the ribs. So inhale, expand. Exhale, draw back. And then lift slightly towards the base of the ribs. Inhale. Exhale. Now, at your own time, extending the exhale breath, let's do 4 complete rounds of the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Inhale. Final round. Open the eyes. Bring the hands onto the thighs, and we'll begin to warm up that spine now with some cat-cow moves. So inhale, lift the sternum, arch the spine forward, and then exhale, round the spine towards the back of the chair. Inhale forward for 2. Exhale back for 2. Inhale forward for 3. Exhale back.
Okay, don't rush it. That would be perfect. I'm actually on doing a little yoga with my yoga guy.
4 and 5.
No active signs of infection. Feeling well is
come back to a neutral spine.
We'd have to discuss that when you get here.
Lifting, and one final time, exhale back. Come back to that neutral spine and think about that stacking work that we did earlier. One vertebrae upon the next, all the way up to the base of the neck, or the skull. Take the left hand to the outside of the right thigh, snuggle the right wrist towards the base, towards the sacrum, and twist towards your right side. Inhale, raise the arms up overhead, and exhale, twist towards the left side, snuggling the left hand towards the base of the sacrum and twisting left. Keep the breath deep and full here, noticing the extra work required when we start to compress things a bit in the middle of the body with the twist. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale the arms overhead, interlace the fingers, point the index fingers towards the sky, hug the biceps towards the ears, and exhale, arc right. Inhale, come back through center and arc left. Inhale through center, arc right, left, right, and left, and come back to center. Draw the arms down, bring the elbows to the lowest ribs. And let's extend the arms, open the palms out towards me. And we're going to make a nice sharp exhale and draw the hands back towards the ribs and make a fist as we draw them back. So inhale out, exhale through the mouth with a big inhale, inhale, 2 more, inhale, inhale, and come back to center. Let's once more inhale the arms overhead, interlace the fingers, press the palms up towards the ceiling. Draw the arms down and press the palms out towards me. Keep stretching out. And then let's cross the left arm over the right and reach the fingertips onto the shoulder blades and see if we can walk the fingers a little bit closer towards the spine. And breathe here. Now directing to the breath into that space in the upper back. Bringing some spaciousness into that area. Let's wrap the arms around each other. Bring the hands up in front of us. Try raising the elbows. And unwind the arms. Do 1 cat-cow breath. Come back to a neutral spine. And let's stretch the arms out to the side. And now we head the left arm over the right. Take the right arm over the left. Wrap the fingertips onto the shoulder blades. Feel the shoulder blades away from the spine and direct the breath into the upper back space between the shoulder blades. Take 1 more inhale. Exhale. Let's bring the hands together and try to see if you can bring the hands around, wrap the arms around each other. Try and raise the elbows any amount. Exhale, unwrap the arms. Inhale, lift the sternum, and exhale, round back towards the chair. And let's come back to a neutral spine. Interlace the fingers, draw the right knee in towards the body. Point the toes towards the floor and flex. Point and flex. And once more, point and flex. Circle in one direction and circle in the opposite direction. Reach around behind the thigh and either support the thigh or stretch the arms out and support the leg with the core. Raise and lower the foot for 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And draw it back down for 12. Either walk the sole of the right foot in towards the edge of the left foot, Or bring the right ankle to rest on the upper thigh or on the just above the knee. Draw the toes in towards the body. Flex the toes in towards the shin, but then think of pushing that right big toe mound out slightly. Support the right knee with the right hand. Rock the leg gently. And now press. Use the strength of the glutes and the other hip rotator muscles to press the knee into the hand. Release. One more time. Press in and release. Slide the right knee over the left. Okay. If that's appropriate for you, or just let the right ankle rest in front of the left ankle. Lengthen the spine, stretch the arms out, and take the left arm over the right. Wrap the arms around each other if that works for you, and come into a seated version of eagle pose. Squeeze everything into center. And then exhale and unravel. Walk the feet slightly wider than hip distance. Let the knees sway towards the left side. And then come through center, sway right, left, right, and left. Come back. Oh, yeah, we need to go once more to the right to balance, and then twist slightly towards the left side. Bring the knees back to center, walk the feet back into hip distance, interlace the fingers in the non-dominant grip, and draw the left knee into the left shoulder. Point the toes towards the floor, flex them towards the body, point, flex. One more time, point, flex. Circle, one direction, circle the opposite direction. Bring the sole of the left foot to the inner edge of the right foot and support the knee, or the option to bring the left ankle to the right thigh and support the hand. Flex the toes in towards the shin, press the mound of the big toe out, rock the knee, come to center, and then press the knee. Use the strength of the glutes, the other hip rotators to press the knee into the hand and release. And then once more, press in and release. Bring the left foot to the floor. Walk the feet slightly wider than hip distance. Let the knees sway right, left, right, left, go right. Finally, go left. Take the left hand to the outside of the right thigh and twist right. Walk the feet back to hip distance apart. Let's continue to warm up the legs, warm up the hip joints, warm up the lower body joints by coming to a march, a seated march. So we'll begin by raising the left arm and right leg. 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11, and 12, and 12. And come back to center. I'd like everybody to bring their awareness to the core. I'd like everybody to start at the pelvic floor, work all the way up those muscles at the front of the body. And notice how they support the spine. And then I want you to come the muscles running along the back of the spine and come back to that stacking of the spine, that work we did earlier. To make sure, and I want you to feel that tone that comes in the core muscles as we stack up the spine. I'm going to ask you to stretch the left arm out towards me, and we're going to move the left arm and right leg out to the side. So 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 10, 11, and we'll hold out on 12, and then come back to center. So again, when we're doing this exercise, this work on the second side, I want you to keep the awareness of the core, and I also, rather than sort of using momentum, I want you to be conscious of the movement of the arm and the leg throughout the full range of motion. So we're not just sort of flailing the arm out. We're doing it in a really, really controlled manner. So 1, 1, 2, 2, 3. Great work. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And drop the hand. So we're going to try. I'm never very good at this, but we're going to try and do alternating sides. So let's see if we've got the right and left hemispheres of the brain. We should have done that alternate nostril breathing to get that awareness build up, but let's try this. We're going to let's bring both arms up. So let's go left and right. Whoa. Let's give that one more try. You may be better at it than I am. So 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11, and 12, and 12. Come back to center, and let's do one cat-cow breath. Inhale, and exhale with a big sigh through the mouth. And inhale, come back to center. We haven't done our core work for a little while. So, option to grab your weights, cross the arms. Doesn't matter which cross you begin with, because we're going to do it with both crosses of the arms. And we'll do 12, a cycle of 12, and we're going to hold for 12 on the last count. We'll inhale, angle our body back towards the chair, and use the core muscles to lift and squeeze the air out as we go forward. Inhale back. Exhale. 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11. Remember, we're going to hold the next time we come back. 11 and 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And come back to center. So I want you to continue to try and bring that awareness to the core of the body, to those, starting from the pelvic floor, working all the way up. And now come to the opposite cross of the arms. Inhale here, exhale. And now we'll do that same cycle, 12, and then hold for 12. So inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11, and 12. And we'll hold for 12, 11. Keep breathing. 10, 9, 8, breathe. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to a neutral spine. Bring the weights to the side. Take the weights forward, up, back, and glide them down the back. Forward, up, back, and down. And once more, forward, up, back, and down. Bring the arms to a right angle at the elbow. Hug the ribs hug the elbows to the lowest rib and open to the side for 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bring the work into the shoulder blades, moving 7, 8, 9, 10. Glue the elbows, 11, and hold out on 12. And bring the weights back. And Let's do a little bit more. This is sort of a fly work. So lean forward over the legs, bring the arms to the side or down, and then we're going to lift the weight straight out to the side for one, two, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10, 11, and 12, and get back to seated mountain. Let's set the weights aside. Bring your blocks forward beside the legs. Draw the left heel back towards the body. Stretch the right leg out towards me. Both feet, or the toes, are pointing up to the sky. Sharply flex the toes in towards the shin. Let's just take the hands gently to the edge of the chair. Stack the spine, lift the sternum. And I want you to use the muscles at the back of the leg, particularly the hamstrings, to press the heel down into the floor. So reach around and feel the hamstrings. Feel if they're engaged. They should feel strong. They should feel engaged. Press the heel in. Lengthen the spine. Draw the shoulders back. And fold over that outstretched leg. We're going to take some time to let the stretch develop here as we're folding forward. So inhaling, exhaling. If you can bring your hands to the blocks without compromising that long, straight spine, please do so. Notice where this stretch is occurring. Is it along the back of the leg, coming up behind the knee, into the hamstrings, perhaps wrapping, getting slightly into the glutes, maybe even the lower back? Let's inhale, come all the way up. Draw the right foot in, bring the heel behind the knee, and slide the left foot out in front of you. Flex the toes in towards the shin, point the toes towards the ceiling. Use the hamstrings, the muscles at the back of the leg, to press the heel down into the floor. Reach around, see if the hamstrings are engaged. Inhale, lengthen the spine, press, let the body tilt forward. Pull the sit bones back with the edge of the chair. Come forward and either continue to use the chair for support or bring the hands onto the floor, or I'm sorry, well, you can go to the floor if you have that degree of flexibility, or pull. Keep pulling the toes in towards the shin. That's going to increase and intensify the stretch in the calf. And give this stretch time to develop. Almost turning it into a yin yoga stretch. Inhale, come back up. Bring both feet back to center. And now let's do that same stretch this time we're going to use our strap. First, take the strap around the toes of the right foot. Find a comfortable way to hold the straps, the ends of the strap. Again, toes point towards the ceiling. Come under the toe bases. Draw the toes back for an even more, or at least for me, this comes to, I have a more intense calf stretch. You may feel it someplace else. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and draw the shoulder blades back and together to intensify this stretch. Let's lift the leg up so that the thighs come parallel to each other. And you might want to consider taking both ends of the strap into the right hand, reach the left hand out, and look towards the left hand. Inhale, let's bring that strap across the body. And come back to center. Release the right foot onto the floor. It's doing the same thing now with our left foot. Take the strap around the toe base. Wrap the strap around the wrists, or again, find the way that's comfortable to hold for you. Draw the toes back in towards the shin, perhaps intensifying the stretch in the calf. Draw the shoulder blades together. Let's lift the leg up so the thighs come parallel. Take both ends of the strap into the left hand now. Open the right hand to the side. Look towards the right side. And feel that stretch now of the inner thigh. Come across the body. And take both ends of the strap into the right hand and look towards the left hand. Inhale, come back to center. Release the feet onto the floor. Bring the feet back into hip distance. Let's interlace the fingers behind the back. Shove the knuckles into the seat of your chair. Draw the shoulder blades together and open the chest. So this is coming into a chair-supported version of camel. Let's bring the fingertips up to about shoulder height. And we're going to, once again, we're going to pull the heel of the hand towards the floor. Come back to that hug of the ankles. Hug the elbows in towards the base, lowest ribs, and lift up. Sort of our chair-supported version of cobra pose. Exhale, bring the hands back to the thighs, knees, and let's do 3 cat-cow moves. Exhale back, inhale forward, exhale back, inhale forward, and finally exhale back, and inhale, come to a neutral spine. Let's come up to standing. And today, let's face the seat of our chair. Now, if you know from your past practice that facing the seat of the chair doesn't work that well from you, you can certainly face the back of the chair as well. Let's come to standing. Take the feet hip distance apart. And we're going to come into our standing mountain pose, anchoring the feet, establishing the foundation, and then working all the way up the body, lifting the arches, the inner line of the legs, feeling the legs draw in towards center and up towards the waist. The tailbone lengthens down towards the floor. Ribs soften. Inhale the arms overhead and exhale. Fold forward over the chair. Let's repeat that cat-cow move here. Now on the chair, inhaling, taking the belly towards the floor, drawing the sternum forward between the arms, and then exhaling, rounding the back to the ceiling for 1, 2, 2, and 3, and 3. Back the feet away from the chair, and back the feet away enough, and start to work the body into a V shape. Coming to a chair-supported version of down dog. Again, lift the inner line of the legs, maybe bend the knees slightly. Bring that attention back to the core muscles to support the front body. And let's inhale slightly forward and support the weight of the body with the arms. Press the heels to the floor. And again, feel that calf stretch. Inhale, draw back to down dog. And let's once more come forward over the arms. Press the heels towards the floor. Come back to our chair downward dog. Turn the right toe slightly out to the side. Step the left shin towards the seat of the chair. Try and line the body up. And let's come up onto the thigh. Your hands can rest on the thigh. And lift maybe one or both arms. Find a spot to focus on. Draw the pubic bone towards the navel. And come back to that core strength. Exhale. Bring the hands back to the chair. Lift the heel. Attention to the core. Step back into our chair down dog. Inhale forward into your version of a chair plank. Exhale back. Turn the left toes out. Step the right knee in. Inhale, come up. Raise the arms. And coming into our warrior one. Exhale the hands to the chair. Lift the back heel. Both feet come back to meet and press out in our down dog. It's appropriate for you. You can continue to back the feet away from the chair. And once again, we're going to come forward. This time we're going to let the heels come away and come into our chair supported plank pose. Inhale, come back. And let's walk the feet in towards the chair. Inhale, come all the way up and draw the hands back to heart center. Inhale the hands overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Once again, back the feet away. And we're going to slightly, so shoulders over the wrists, heels over the, or hips over the heels. Press into the chair. And now take the weight into the left foot. Raise the right foot up. Either flex, and let's just flex and point the toe with the foot raised away. Now bend the supporting knee, the left knee. Take the right toes across behind. And just bend towards the floor. Inhale, come up. Stretch that leg out to the side. And now bring the right foot onto the floor. Raise the left toes away. Stretch them out behind. Point and flex the toes. And then point the toes. Bend the supporting knee. Take the left leg across. Feel that stretch along the outer edge of the right hip. Or you may feel it somewhere else. Again, keep the core strong. Point and flex. And bring both feet back to the floor. And just alternately lift one knee and then the other knee. Let's inhale, come all the way up, and exhale the hands back to heart center. Let's turn our chair so we're facing the back of our chair now. Come to standing behind our chair. Feet are hip distance apart. And we're going to raise and lower the heels. Again, for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, and 12. Turn sideways to our chair. We're going to finish our standing work with tree pose. So we can lift the heel, work from here. We can turn the heel or turn the leg out to the side, bring it onto the calf or right up onto the inner leg. Find your balance. Don't look at the screen. Try to find something that's not moving that you can focus on. Open the arms. Draw the hands back to heart center and just shake things out. Switch to the opposite side or turn around. Lift the heel. Heel to ankle, to calf, or inner thigh. Press the hands into center. Raise the arms overhead. Breathe here. Draw the hands back to heart center. Come off the leg. And again, just go from side to side. And yeah, you could shake things out a little bit. Maybe go from one foot to the other. And let's come back to seated. Coming to seated towards the front of our chair. Breathe here. And find your seated mountain pose one more time. Again, connect the sit bones, connect the feet, stack the spine, and come back to the breath. Find that even flow of the breath. Inhale the arms overhead. And let's exhale. Fold forward over the legs. Breathe here. Inhale. Come all the way up. The hands meet overhead. Draw them back to heart center. Let's walk the feet out so the legs form a V. Perhaps bring your blocks into the center of the V. Inhale the arms overhead. And exhale forward, keeping the back long and tilting the pelvis forward. Come onto the blocks and walk the hands out in front. Breathing here. Now let's begin to slow the breath down. Inhale, come all the way up. The arms come overhead. Sway the knees right. Twist the upper body left. And twist towards our left side. Let's take 6 full breaths. Twisting left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Inhale the arms overhead. Take the knees both towards the left side. The left hand comes out to the outer edge of the right thigh. Then let's take 6 breaths, twisting right. Inhale. Inhale for 2. Inhale for 3. Inhale, 4. 5. And 6. Back to center. Walk the feet into hip distance apart. And now grab a drink, grab any extra clothing that you're going to need to stay comfortable and warm during final relaxation. And slide yourself back towards the back of the chair. And take a few moments here to find the most comfortable spot that you can find seated on your chair for final relaxation. So sliding back. Now, move from controlling the breath to letting the breath just happen. Let every muscle of the body soften, relax. Make any micro adjustments that you need to move the body towards a more comfortable position. Close the eyes. Do a quick scan of the body, starting with the toes, moving up through the feet. And as you scan upwards from the feet, collect up any tension, any holding, any discomfort. Going through the ankles, the calves, the thighs, the knees, the hips, the glutes, the pelvis, the back, the chest, the shoulders, the arms, the elbows, the hands. Move back up the arms, across the shoulders, into the neck, again collecting that tension, the holding, right up to the top of the head. And having collected that all up, let that collected tension and holding breathe out with the next breath with a nice big sigh. Allow the body to assume the shape of the chair. Walk the feet back together. And now let's begin to bring some motion back to our body by deepening the breath, moving the fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. Slide back to the front of our chair. Feet hip distance apart. Inhale the arms overhead. Draw the hands back to heart center. And thank yourself for making time for this practice today, for making that commitment to practicing. And thank each other for sharing your practice. And thank you for the honor of being able to guide you through your practice today. Thank you.